Hi guys, Rita here. We are raising our vibration. We have 12 days left till the winter solstice. Can you believe it? It's crazy. Deloris and Edgar Cayce both predicted a split in the earth happening in the winter of 2025. Well, the winter of 2025 is almost over. So what do they mean, a split in the earth? They mean a split in consciousness, a split in dimensions, a higher consciousness, higher dimension, higher frequency, and a lower consciousness, a lower dimension, a lower frequency. Mark likes to make his appearance. Here he is, Marcus. So excuse me, my children. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. And we will all exist together. We will not be conscious of the other's experiences, as we will be experiencing a different frequency. So, does that mean anyone's going to disappear? No. Does that mean your neighbor's still going to be there if they're a lower frequency and you are a higher frequency? Yes. We just will experience different things. So, this is not a sentence. You have choice, free will to choose, until you take your last breath here in this lifetime. So, I believe this has been going on for a while, honestly, actually, I think they said that this started in 1998. So, don't quote me on that because I can't be sure. And it's kind of coming to a head now. So, what do we need to do to raise our vibration, our frequency? We need to drink 8 glasses of purified water every single day, preferably not out of plastic. We are staying away from heavy foods like red meat and pork. We're staying away from alcohol and heavy drugs. We are meditating every single day and getting into a practice. We are forgiving every single day, even the small things. Someone cuts you off in traffic. We're forgiving ourselves. We're getting into a practice of forgiving as well. We need to stay light. We are decluttering our home, our body, our space, our mind, our soul. And we are maintaining a high vibration. So, I want to talk a little bit about what it's like to go from being a people pleaser and someone who finds it difficult to tell people no, to setting up healthy boundaries and learning to say no when you want to say no. Because every time that we say yes and we want to say no, it steals a piece of our peace. Honestly, it takes some of our power from us. And Why do we always say yes? Why do we overgive? Why are we people pleasing? They're all trauma responses from interactions with our parents. So, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a psychologist. I just find all of this very fascinating. I have been through a lot of things myself, and I want to learn how to heal my own wounds. But I've lost my train of thought, and I hate that shit. Oh, people pleasing. Why do we do that? I haven't really fully wrapped my head around why and exactly what interactions causes us to act that way subconsciously and then become over givers as adults. And then really depleting ourselves to the point that we have nothing left to give, or even beyond that sometimes. So, why? I'm still trying to understand the psychology of what patterns we experienced or experiences we experience as children that make us do that. And I assume that it's something to do with, and this may be part of it, there's probably more, but maybe parents that we needed to, or felt like we needed to emotionally regulate their emotions or temper our behavior based on their emotions. So, all of these traits too will make you hyper aware of your surroundings because you have always had to be that way, even as a child, taking in your surroundings because you needed to be or act a certain way based on your surroundings for your survival. So, anyways, as an adult, trying to change that behavior is difficult. But we are allowed to say no. We are allowed to be, quote unquote, selfish. We are allowed to take care of ourselves because it sounds cliche, but it's true. You cannot pour into others when you are empty. You cannot fill others' cups when yours is empty. So I'm a big promoter of self-care and just starting with the basics like self-care. That's another subject. But telling people no and how you feel guilty, it's not a bad thing to tell people no. And in fact, sometimes it's what's needed. for our own sanity. Okay.